this black guy on Instagram. I saw a video of this black guy on Instagram, and he has his mic, and he says esoteric knowledge is like getting jumped. It was a YouTube video, I think, but it was clipped for Instagram. And oh my God, that was so true. That was so true. That was so true, so accurate, bro. I would like that was such a good way to put it because the one of the sentences that he said that stuck out to me specifically was that here I'll adjust this a little bit was that that's the reason why he can't really fuck with like the love and light kind of people, like the positivity, spiritual love light kind of people, is because it's not really like that. Like true spiritual knowledge, true esoteric knowledge, that shit comes to you in beatings, bro. That shit, niggas beat your ass, bro. Like you get beat into that knowledge. Like life beats down on you. You literally have to go down to hell and ascend to heaven like Jesus did, like in your spirit, before you really know anything. And so, a lot of spiritual people they like to act like spiritual knowledge is like this, like cutesy crystals and incense and God and bro, what, bro? No, gang. You really want to know, bro? Like, if you really want your enlightenment, if you really want to, like, get initiated, bro, that shit hurts. Like, there is, like, very few things that would hurt more than initiation because it is a combination of raising your consciousness and humiliating yourself. You know, it's like the burden of knowledge with like the pain of realization. You feel me? It's like both of those things. It's like forcible removal of everything that made you weak, incompetent, immoral, ignorant. You know what I mean? Like all of these things. It is a purifying of who you are top down before you can really ascend to anything. And so that's why he was saying like getting into like esoteric knowledge is like a gang. Like that's like a gang. You get jumped into that shit. You get beat up into the gang and now welcome. Now you're a part of the gang. That's so real. Man, I think about like there's so many people I know. Even out here, bro, in my city, bro, there's like a million people who are like love and blessings and grand risings gang. Huh? Bro, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I like props, I guess, but I think like if you really, I don't know, bro. Like people that are really like that, people that really know, people that are super enlightened and like next level, they're usually much more unassuming and much more blatant about that kind of thing. It is usually much subtler rather than like obvious rephrasings of normal everyday words and like the incense and the extra shit. Like it's usually a depth of being, a consciousness, a morality about them. It's something that only other people who are somewhat initiated would be able to perceive, you know, or people just with high perception abilities. That's what I think. But people that really have that deeper level of knowledge and consciousness, they are it's like the meme goes. It's like beginner spirituality is like crystals and chakras and meditation and all of that, and high level spirituality is just like coffee and cigarettes. Although I wouldn't recommend either of those. These last two, like last video was just me kind of yapping about shit, and this one kind of is too. But coffee and cigarettes, I wouldn't recommend any of those because they both have any what's it called psychotropics. There's no psychotropics that you really want to be doing as you get like deeper into spirituality. You don't want anything that alters your state of consciousness at all, your state of mind at all. Like you want a really raw dog life. There's something that Nick Fuentes said that I really liked. He said that the reason he doesn't believe in like pain or like doing drugs and everything is because he believes in the reality of pain and the sort of transformational power behind pain, and that's a really real thing. And so I'll describe it in his words and also kind of mine. It's that you really want to face the most of life, and pain really transforms you. It really purifies the worst of you, the weakest of you, and forces you to evolve forward. And in that sense, it is one of the most valuable things you can ever have. And so pain and discomfort, they're not things that should ever really be numbed, you know? They're not really things that should ever be numbed. But we often do, and in doing so, we deprive ourselves of our ability to change. The deepest levels of change that I've ever done were because I felt such an unbelievable amount of pain that I could not bear it. That I couldn't bear it. I forced myself to change. I found a way, literally brute force research found a way to completely change my way of being so that the things that I had gone through didn't hurt so much. And in that way, you see like the benefit of pain. There's a real benefit to pain. So that idea really resonated with me because it's so true. Don't deny yourself the benefits of pain. And on a more spiritual note, being on substances, being on psychotropics, anything that alters your state of mind, they sort of haze up, they sort of blur your ability, your perception. They blur your mind to body connection. They blur your ability to consciously tell and control what state you're in, your ability to consciously direct your thoughts, your ability to control your desire body. Many different spiritual faculties that you have become possessed. You become susceptible to possession, to spiritual possession, of your desires, of your thoughts, all kinds of things, and your level of control and awareness of yourself from pretty much top to bottom gets cooked. It gets cooked if you don't allow them to breathe, if you don't allow them the space to exist, and if you don't allow your awareness to grow enough for you to perceive them, you know? This hair is really getting annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, they muddy your perception, they muddy your ability to see yourself, to see. There's a lot of invisible things happening. There's a lot of entities that are clawing at your attention at all times, and so your ability to notice that is deeply important, and your ability to stay fully awake during that is deeply important. And so what you're going to realize when you get off of things, recently I stopped smoking cigarettes again, and I've just been unbelievably irritable like these last couple days, or just like foggy minded and tired and just like halfway miserable. Because what happened, because I was repeatedly numbing both my physical body and my spiritual body with a chemical of substance that forced my body into another state that it wasn't in. And I remember noting, either I noted it in another video or I just noted it to my friends, but I remember noting that, oh my god, this hair, bro. I remember noting that one of the things that nicotine does that I noticed was it made me not able to see. I wasn't able to tell what was going on in my body, like spiritually. I couldn't tell what was there, what was affecting it, or anything like that. So yeah, substances are not good, and you really want to be able to feel the pain and all of that. But anyway, so I was irritable from the cigarettes and everything, but as the days goes on, I find myself, what I was going to get at, actually, this is what I was going to get at, was that what I was doing was numbing my spiritual body, and now that I'm finally off of it, I gotta deal with the repercussions of it. So now, like, my body's acting up, my mind's all over the place, everything's foggy, and I'm sort of fighting for control of it. Why? Because I wasn't actually controlling it. I was forcibly numbing it, forcibly subduing it, you know, and oppressing it using a chemical rather than using conscious control and integration. And that's really what the end goal is. It's conscious control and integration. So now I'm able to pick that back up. It's not my first time going sober, but you know, these things sort of come and go in waves. It comes and goes in waves. But so it's been good. Ugh, it's been good. But you do go through like a few days of hell. Another Yap video, but uh, I guess hey, if it's useful to you, it's useful. Um, so yeah, esoteric knowledge is not for the weak. It's not something that should be taken lightly. Most people really don't know what they're talking about. It's deep and it's perceptive and it's alive. You really see things with your eyeballs and with your sensory. And going sober is a good way to maximize the amount of feels that you feel, the amount of pain, the amount of development, the amount of understanding that you get so that you may evolve more rapidly. I recently recorded a video. I'm like stacked up on videos that I haven't uploaded about pain and the transformational power of pain and how I think I said that the fastest way to evolve would be to increase the amount of pain, voluntary pain, that you engage in your day-to-day life as much as you can all at once and then manage it for like long periods of time. If you can do that, like that is the fastest way you will ever evolve. That's some real shit. So yeah. You know, that was it is what it is.